Well, with so many things, so many wonderful things going on this morning, so many important people to recognize in worship, who's got time for the sermon? We've got things to do, right? So I'm sure you're thinking, Pastor, you've got 2 minutes. Okay? So how do you tell someone about Jesus in 2 minutes? Have you ever had the opportunity to do that? I see you're a Christian. Tell me about this Jesus. You've got 2 minutes. What would you say? Who do you say that Jesus is? Aha, that's the question that Jesus asked the disciples in Mark chapter 8. Who do you say that I am? The disciples think they know. Peter even gives a pretty fantastic answer. You are the Christ, the Messiah. But what follows shows that the disciples have not really understood Jesus. Because what Jesus says he's going to do, suffer, be rejected, and be killed, well, that's not what they, the disciples, expected to happen. Not what they wanted to know about. How would you like to follow a Lord who suffer and die? Ridiculous. We want our lords and idols to be powerful, to be victorious, and to be good for us. Jesus says his is a path of rejection and being killed. And then he invites any who want to follow him to do the same, to deny themselves, to take up their cross, and to follow him. Years ago, when I was in seminary here in Columbia, I remember this church sign that always caught my eye. It was a billboard that I drive past from time to time. I don't even remember what the church was. I just remember that in big, bold letters on the sign, it said these words: financial prosperity, education, spiritual self-esteem. I always took it to mean that those were the 3 things that this church was offering, was providing, was promising to those who came there. If you came to that church, apparently you would experience financial prosperity, quality education, and a burst of self-esteem. I always hated that sign. I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with getting richer or getting smarter or feeling better about yourself. It's just, that's not what Jesus is into. Think about it. How completely opposite could that sign be from the qualifications for discipleship Jesus lays out in these words in Mark 8? Deny yourself. Take up a cross. Follow Jesus, even unto suffering and death. Look, we know that in our fast-paced, winner-take-all world, it's not very popular to be humble or to put yourself last or to suffer for the sake of others. But this is the life that Jesus invites us into, the very kind that he lived for us. I've often wondered what would happen if we put up a sign about our church. We've got lots of cars that drive by all the time here. How about a sign right by the side of the road that in big letters said, suffering, rejection, spiritual death? You think people would stop it? And Jesus was honest with the disciples, and he is honest with us about the life of discipleship being one of giving away and giving up so much. And if we are going to boil it down, if we're going to tell about Jesus, say who he is, then we best do it like Jesus does. who insists that to say who he is means to tell the truth about what he has done for us and for all the world. And that's not even 2 minutes. That's 2 words. The cross.